Welcome back, Truth Seeker. Somebody asked if I could look at the TV show newly released by Amazon on their Prime service called The ABC Murders, based on an Agatha Christie story. What stands out about this TV show right away is it begins in Andover, in England, on March 31st, 1933. If you're new here, there's a song called Murder by Numbers, how killing people's as simple as A, B, C, 1, 2, 3. There's another song called Gematria, the killing name. Gematria, the practice of coding numbers into words. There's another song called Down in the Park, where people play kill by numbers. That song came out in 1979. Let's start right here. If you're new, Gematria, the practice of coding numbers into words. There's multiple ciphers. The 4 base ciphers are what you really want to know. The dark green cipher is the alphabetic order. A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, up to Z is 26. The next cipher is the alphabetic order with the rules of numerology. A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, where it changes when you get to J, the 10th letter. You take the numerology of 10, which is 1 plus 0 is 1, so J becomes 1. K, the 11th letter, becomes 1 plus 1 is 2. L, the 12th letter, becomes 1 plus 2 is 3. Up to Z, the 26th letter, becomes 2 plus 6 is 8. You just make each letter a single-digit number. The next cipher is the reverse alphabetic order. Z is 1, back to A is 26. Notice murder is 83 in this cipher. The song Murder by Numbers came out in 83. And the last cipher is the reverse alphabetic order with the rules of numerology. So just making each letter a single-digit number. Again, this show begins in Andover. And notice the overlap. In 3 of the 4 ciphers, a perfect overlap with murder and Andover. As for it beginning on the date March 31st, 3 plus 31 is 34. It's about a murder mystery, murder by numbers, where the first murder is in Andover on this date. 3 plus 31, 34, murder and Andover, 34. What else is interesting about this date, March 31st, is it can be written 3/31, like 331. That's the 67th prime number, plus 3 plus 31 plus 33 is 67. So you have 2 connections to the number 67 through this date. It's about a killer murdering people by the numbers. Killer sums to 67 with the alphabetic order, 31 with the alphabetic order, and rules of numerology, beginning on the 31st of March. Also, March 31st, 33, to date with numerology is 67, as well as 86. Blood sacrifice has gematria of 67 and 86. Numbers that show up in the practice of murder by numbers often. Again, been covering this for 5 years straight. Have a book called Letters and Numbers. The longest chapter in this book is titled Murder by Numbers. That chapter alone is over 150 pages long. These same numbers all throughout history connected to suspicious deaths and killing. Now, notice the ABC Murders, what the show is called, Sums 279. On my podcast December 3rd, we were talking about how on that day in history, December 3rd, Agatha Christie disappeared. She disappeared on that day, December 3rd. And what was so interesting about that, in light of her being somebody who wrote murder mystery, from her birthday to the day she disappeared, December 3rd, was 79 days later. 79 days. Her name, Agatha Christie, equals 66. She wrote 66 detective novels. And this is true for a lot of famous authors. This is a code known by people who are involved in secret societies who practice occult knowledge. Gematria is occult. The song Down in the Park, 1979, for one more example. Down in the park where the matchmen meet the machines and play kill by numbers. That's how the song begins. The movie, poster, Murder by Numbers. They changed the E to a 3 and the B's to 8s. 3 and 8, no other letters messed with. Murder has that gematria of 38 and 83. just like how the song Murder by Numbers came out in 83. There can be no mistake about this practice. If you deny this knowledge, you are denying the truth. And, there's channels like No More News who are going around and spreading everywhere that I'm a charlatan. Guys spamming this everywhere. I'm a charlatan? Who could ever say I'm a charlatan? Everything I've taught for over 5 years straight is, 100% verifiable, proven more and more each day. How else can I put together an hour-long podcast every day talking about all the scripted news, all the ritualistic deaths, calling events before they happen, from news stories to sports games? It's because this is the knowledge of the elite. They're putting it in our face. In the time I've been doing this, in the years I've been doing this, so many new things have come out. There's even a show called Murder by Numbers on Investigation Discovery now. Anyone who is denying this work is someone you should not listen to, period. There's somebody who's trying to mislead you. There's no more important work in the truth community. Everyone deserves to have this knowledge. And Adam Green and No More News, who's calling me a charlatan, I gave him a free copy of my book. Who could ever read my book and deny what's written in it? Every word written in that book proves itself truer and truer each day. And I'll finish with one last point. This show came out February 1st, 2019, a date with 42 numerology, plus the first day of February. February sums to 42 like Freemason. If you read my book, the chapter Murder by Numbers starts with the Jack the Ripper killings, also from the UK. Whole lot of murder by numbers. And all signs point to Freemasonry. Again, Freemasonry, modern Freemasonry, is based out of the United Kingdom. This story is set in the United Kingdom. This knowledge, Gematria, it's very much Masonic, it's very occult. And if you're about the truth, you should be about knowledge. The reason the elite rule over us is because they're about knowledge and the masses aren't. And these people use this knowledge every day to mock us and to do evil, such as murder. If you want to learn more about this knowledge, I highly suggest you read the reviews for my book. Pick it up. The whole practice comes from a Kabbalah, occult mysticism. We'll leave it there for now, Truth Seeker. Until next time.